2 Samuel, while you go to the 9th chapter and go all the way down to the 13th verse, while you're finding that I've been doing a series on the power of asking on this tonight, that has been very impactful. And throughout this particular text, you'll see the power of asking going forth again. Amen. 2 Samuel, you get the Kings, you're going slightly too far. Amen. Thank you, Minister Nevels, for your prayer on today. Amen. Don't forget about worship today, 2:59. 2:59. Amen. I want to read one verse in that 9th chapter of 2 Samuel. I want to go to the last verse, the 13th verse. So Mephibosheth dwelt in Jerusalem, for he did eat continually at the king's table, and was lame on both his feet. Amen. I want to use for subject this morning. I may be crippled, but I'm covered. If you ain't too clean in this morning, tell somebody I may be crippled, but I'm covered. Come on, talk to me. You didn't act that way when you used to be in the club. Come on. You touched everybody in the club. Come on, touch somebody in the church today. Tell them I may be crippled, but I'm covered. Dealing with this particular text on today. The text itself focuses on two main characters, David and Mephibosheth, the grandson of Saul, and the son of John. And my brothers and my sisters, it is a story about the distress that is experienced, that is caused by change. And everybody cannot handle change. You're good long as everything stays stable. But the question is, can you handle change? Change keeps you from being more. Change prevents a steady flow. And it is in this story that the story itself, I love the story. The story is about an invitation that was accepted. And there will be some invitations that you should not accept. I'm almost through. Some invitations are not good for you. The invitations from some folk are not always there to mean you well. So I must deal with this story. This story is about a friendship. It's about promises. It is about grace. But last but not least, it is also about forgiveness and hope. Can I say that? It's about friendship. It's about promises. It's about grace, about love and compassion and forgiveness. But somewhere along the way, you got to have some hope. So set in the profile that is readily available from about David, do we see kindness? You've heard this before. That David was a rascal. David sounds like some of the brothers in here. Come on, guys, y'all sound like it's funny. You ain't all of that. You fooling the women, but you ain't fooling the pastor. I got some guys. You know you've been something for the Lord to deal with. Come on, be honest with me. You know you've been a handful. And then some. I got a couple preachers up here, they quiet and stuff. Lord have mercy. Let me move on down the road here. David is generally thought as a little shepherd boy. When you think of David, you think about him slewing a giant. But in terms of that, you think about him committing adultery with Bathsheba, and then turn around. Y'all like that part? But then you see him running from Saul. Everybody in here, can I teach for a moment? Everybody in here at some point or another runs from something. And one of the worst things in the world is when you're running from yourself. What do you mean, Johnson? When you're running from what you think you might do. I got somebody. You don't want to get on my road. Come on, help me. You just ran from what crossed your mind. You just ran from what was lying dormant in your flesh. And I got somebody in here now. You looking all Christian, but you running from something. You just ran from your past, or ran from some folk in your past. Let me look over here. This is the wrong crowd. Let me find somebody here that knows something about running from yourself. You know you don't need to be around no cognac. You said I'm going to run from it. Come on, help me here. This is not a good crowd. I got to get some folk that don't know what I'm talking about. And it's dangerous when you're running from yourself. And sometimes you got to accept the fact that everybody else is not your problem. But when you're running from your own weakness, I got somebody in here this morning, guess what? And you've been straight struggling with your own weakness. Can I talk to you for a moment? I'm going to be at your farewell. You've just been running from cussing somebody out. This ain't the right crowd. You've just been running from being lazy and not wanting to go to work. I wish I had anybody to talk. I got a couple. I want to make one more point. I'm going to leave you alone. There are some of you in here, guess what? You've been running from an old neighborhood. And you know that ain't the neighborhood. And you need to cross. You need to not go near that neighborhood. Let me go on, because I got that Presbyterian crowd.
So remember David for being a man after God's own heart. Don't you remember David? Let me find some Old Testament readers in here. Hey, you remember when he relocated the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem? And you remember, don't you? How many wives he had. I mean, I thought I could some help there. Over in one place he had so many wives, and he moves to another place and get another group of wives. Lord have mercy. And let me tell you something, you can move from here to Hot Atlanta, wherever you want to go. And guess what? I need to tell you something. Your sin is still with you. You can move from Cardona to South Haven, but guess what? If it's with you, baby, it's with you. And you take it everywhere you go. If you're a liar over there, you're a liar over here. A double-minded person is unstable in all of their ways. And I got a couple of you babies, you say, if I just change locations if you want to. You still got the same problem. Let me just deal with it. Let me deal with the history. I've been waiting on you all morning. Come on, talk to me here. Let me say, I got something else I need to say. I want to say something else. How about David? You remember David, don't you? That's all right, y'all. They're going to talk to me. Somebody shout David. At least you know David. David was incestuous. He had incest in his family between his sons and his daughters. But he had also, and this is why we really need to plant my anchor. He had a friendship with Jonathan. Come on, help me here. And Jonathan was Saul's son. Is that right? And I need to lift this up while we're early in the text. Some folk end up disliking folk based on your mom and daddy disliking folk. Let me talk to folk from a small community. You know, if folk hated each other, it was because their mom and daddy